January 19, 2015. With camera people Devlin and Brendan. Video engineer and producer Dan. Sound engineer Edward. Teleprompter Keegan. Prompter Myra. With this is going to be the Ciara Show, news anchor and meteorologist. So this is your news director Edward saying, now the news.
Welcome to the DCTV Weather and News Program. Help keep our kids' news show on the air by becoming a sponsor. To buy a sponsorship, just call 970-677-4119. Thank you. Hello, I am Ciara, and the following story is from the Cortez Journal. Cortez Middle School Science Fair wows judges. From zapping zits with toothpaste to swabbing lockers for bacteria, scientific discovering at the Cortez Middle School is thriving. Held on Thursday, January 15th, the annual Cortez Middle School Science Fair, for example, included electrified salt experiments, the use of red cabbage to test acidity, reaction time comparison between individuals that played violent versus nonviolent video games. The distance gained via various ramp angles when jumping a dirt bike, the best terrain for a homemade hoverboard, a battery made from U.S. coins, and the impact of background noise on student concentration. Asked to describe which project was most impressive, Schuenmeyer said he eyed multiple electricity generating experiments, endeavors that examined texting while driving, a project that measured the elasticity of rubber bands at various temperatures. Schuenmeyer added that he was incredibly impressed. And now I'll be giving you the following story from Life Science. Researchers Small Colorado Glacier could melt in 20 years. A small glacier in the mountains of West Boulder could disappear in about 20 years because of regional climate warming and drought, and similar thawing could be underway elsewhere in Colorado's high country, researchers said Tuesday. A severe drought and high temperature in the early 2000s caused a rapid loss in ice in Arikari Glacier and from permafrost under the alpine tundra, said Mark Williams, University of Colorado geography professor and alpine researcher. A long-term warning trend in the west has prolonged the melt-off, he said. The regional warning trend could be related to global climate change, but that's hard to determine, Williams said. You can certainly make an argument that is, he said. Williams is part of a team that studied Arikari Glacier, permafrost and rock glaciers, and the Arapaho Roosevelt National Forest near the Continental Divide. Permafrost is frozen soil a yard or two underground. Rock glaciers are covered with rock and other debris. This is the first time I've heard of a glacier here in Colorado. Hope we can keep it. And now I'll be giving you the following story from the Durango Herald. Suspicion over federal wolf plan spreads to Colorado, Utah. Suspicion over federal plans to restore endangered Mexican gray wolves in the Southwest have spread to Colorado and Utah, where ranchers and officials are fiercely resisting any attempt to import the predators. About 110 Mexican gray wolves, a smaller subspecies of the gray wolf, now roam a portion of Arizona and New Mexico. Nearly 2 decades after the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service released 11 wolves to restart a population that had nearly vanished. The agency hopes to complete a comprehensive recovery plan for the Mexican wolf in 2017. And officials say they've made no decision about releasing them in Colorado or Utah. But neither state is waiting. Their governors joined Arizona and New Mexico's executives in November to excuse the Fish and Wildlife Service of using flawed science and biased experiments. They Experts, they demanded no Mexican wolves to be released outside the southern parts of Arizona and New Mexico. And now I'll be giving you dumb laws in Louisiana cities. In Port Arthur, no person may predict another's future. Only 2 people may picket on a sidewalk at a time, and they must stay at least 5 feet apart at all times. Now we move on to the dumb laws in Maine. Shotguns are required to be taken to the church in event of the Native American attack. You may not step out of a plane in flight. After January 14th, you'll be charged a fine for having your Christmas decorations still up. In Augusta, to stroll down the street playing a violin is against the law. In Bidford, it is illegal to gamble at the airport. No person may roller skate on a sidewalk. And now I will be giving you the current weather. The current temperature is 31 degrees. The high for today was 33 degrees. The low was 21 degrees. Winds are from 1 to 4 miles per hour from the northwest. The barometer is at 30.26 inches and is falling. The humidity is at 37%. Today there has been 0 of an inch of moisture measured by the DCTV weather station. Moisture for the new month is 0.14 of an inch. And now I'll be giving you Big Map. There is a large area of snow across the Pacific Northwest and the West. Within this area of snow, we have 3 areas where heavy snow may fall. The mountains of East California are receiving snow. There is rain in California and Arizona. From north to south in the center of the nation, we have clear weather. More snow is falling from the East Dakotas into Michigan, then south into Missouri and Tennessee. Rain and thunderstorms are occurring in Oklahoma and Texas into central Tennessee and Mississippi. There is snow from Maine into Pennsylvania. From New York and Pennsylvania on south through Florida is clear. And now I'll be giving you the 5-day forecast. Wednesday, chance of snow, high 37, low 12. Thursday, mostly sunny, high 36, low 9. Friday, mostly cloudy, high 39, low 16. Saturday, mostly cloudy, high 41, low 19. Sunday, partly sunny, high 38, low 14. Now for our climate change report. Carbon dioxide, CO2, is one of the principal causes of climate change, and it is important that we report the CO2 weekly change. CO2 traps heat in the atmosphere, which causes climate instability, resulting in significant swings worldwide of moisture and hot and cold temperatures. The following are the CO2 numbers for this week. CO2 for the week of January 16, 2016 in parts per million is 402.48. CO2 2 weeks ago, 402.10. CO2 last year, 400.10. CO2 10 years ago, 381.22. CO2 50 years ago, 320.62. Thank you, Dr. Peter Tanz of the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration, and Michael Magee of the CO2 Now website for this Earth website for this information. Remember, you can help us keep our kids' news show on the air by buying a sponsorship. To buy a sponsorship, just call 970-677-4119. Thank you. Now back to our news director.
That's the end of today's DCTV 4-H news program. This is your news director, Edward, saying good night and thank you for watching.